everyone, today I'm going to be reviewing my new 4.0 Reimagined MOC TOXIC REAPA. Here's what the actual TOXIC REAPA Lego set looked like. This build took me probably about 2.5 hours, and I would say he's about 200 pieces probably. So far, he's probably actually one of my least favorite builds in this 4.0 Reimagined series. I don't know why exactly I don't really like him. I think it's just that he's not quite as complex as some of the other MOCs. Before we get into the review, here's a quick size comparison. You can see that he's basically on average. He's about the same exact height as Evo, and he's just a little bit shorter than Core Hunter. For the review, I'll just go ahead and start off with the legs since they're not super interesting. I don't know, they probably took me about 15 minutes to design and then probably like 5 minutes to copy. Unfortunately, he has some blue Technics showing, which at the time that I built him, I didn't have any different colors of that specific piece, and so I had to use the blue ones. But now I have some gray and black ones of those pieces, so I'll probably go back and replace them sometime. And besides that, his legs really don't have any weird colors. I like the little bit of transparent green that I put there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put that much green on this build. TOXIC REAPA, the actual set, wasn't too green, but I feel like this MOC did need a little bit more. I like this Bionicle armor plate that I put on either side. That's probably my favorite Bionicle armor plate piece. The legs are probably only like 50 pieces each, if that. So they're very simple, but I think they actually look pretty good. The arms took a while to build, just because the gun portion of the arm was a little bit difficult to perfect. So if you remember, the original TOXIC REAPA had kind of gas launchers on his arms. It was really hard to tell exactly what they were, just because they really weren't very detailed. So I just made my TOXIC REAPA have these gas launchers, which I think look pretty good. I like the use of this Bionicle underhead piece for like a gas tank on the arm. It looks pretty good. I like all the trans green on the gas launcher arms, but I still feel like he needs just a little bit more green. His upper arm really isn't complex at all. Really, the only detail on it is just this Bionicle foot piece that I put. That is probably one of my favorite Bionicle foot pieces. Also, around the back, this is my favorite detail on the back, probably. This 2009 Bionicle piece. I believe it came from 2009. I don't remember exactly what guy it originated from, but it's definitely a pretty cool looking piece. I really like the back, actually. It's one of the better looking backs that I've built, just because it's pretty detailed. I put these wires running to the tanks on the back. The original TOXIC REAPA set actually had these tanks, so I knew I needed to incorporate them in some way. Even though this build probably is my least favorite out of the 4.0 Reimagined series, I still like him because he was one of the first 4.0 Reimagined builds that I actually put together. If you're not aware of what my channel is doing right now, currently I'm doing a series called 4.0 Reimagined, and that's where I'm remaking every single 4.0 set in my own style, trying to make them as cool as possible, and then I review them once they're finished. So far, I've reviewed 6 of the 18 4.0 sets, so I still have a long way to go. But if you like the idea of 4.0 Reimagined, please subscribe and stay tuned for some other 4.0 Reimagined reviews.